Hi, welcome to the series called Next Can Do Backend, where we explore backend stuff you can do with NextJS. So in our last video, we created this API where if you call it, it will return you a bunch of user information. And that is cool, but just having the JSON API or data is not enough, right? You probably have to show it in a meaningful way to the user. So that's what we're gonna see in this video, how you can use NextJS to fetch data and show it in the client. So I have a page here with a p tag that just says hello, subscribe if you like my stuff, which you should do. And if you see it in a browser, it shows the text. To get started, let's just create a separate function. We'll call it get users, and inside here we can use fetch, where you can basically just pass your API URL. Let's set this to a variable response, and it's a promise, so we'll await this. So we have to make this an async function. Now let's get the data response.json, which is also a promise. Await this as well. Now if everything goes well, we'll just return the data. Now here we can just call the function users get users, and this is also a promise, so we'll await this, and again we'll make this an async function. Before we go any further, let's just console this and see if everything's working fine. You can see we have all the users. Now the data are coming in an object that has users. So instead of returning only data, we'll just say data.users. Now we can map this to show it in the client. Let's remove this. We'll have a div, and here let's loop through users. User, we'll have a div user. Let's show the user.name. You can now see all the usernames. Now you can see there's a red squiggly line here which says the type is not defined. So to fix that, we can create a type user. Each user we have an ID, a name, and an email, right? So ID, which is a number, is equals to name, a string, email is also a string. So the get users function will return a promise of users. Now the error will go away, and also now you can use all the type suggestion features like username. Another thing you should do, since it's an array of items, so we should pass a unique key to each component, and for that we'll just use ID. So user.id. Now everything should be fine. We don't have any errors. On the browser you can see the users, and now you can use CSS or Tailwind to make your users look pretty, or you can use a UI library like Retro UI to use the pre-made components. So go to documentation, let's check the card. I think this is perfect for us, so we'll copy this here. Instead of all this, we'll paste it here, and in the heading we'll pass user.name, and in the description we'll pass user.email, and we just remove this. We need the key back, user.id. Let's go to the browser. Okay, so we can see the style, but there's no space in between, right? So let's say we want a grid, and we'll have a grid columns of 3 and give it a gap of 6. Save this, and I can see it's starting to look good. Just a reminder, the async function or page right now only works in server components, so this exact syntax may not work if you have a client-side component. For that, you can use something like this, where you basically do the same thing, just wrap it in a use effect and set the data in the state, and then you can use this state to visualize your data. Or you can use a library like tenstar query, which makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, that's all guys. Hope you guys like the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.